A Space for Space, with me, atherandthemoon. Meet Steve. Steve was discovered and named by citizen scientists in Canada from this Facebook group. That group got the name from a scene in the movie Over the Hedge, when a group of animals encounter a tall hedge and, not knowing what it is, decide to call it Steve. Steve is a totally new kind of aurora. It's special because it forms in a different area than the northern and southern lights. An electric field and a magnetic field meet in the Canadian region where Steve was found. As opposed to a red, green, or yellow aurora with a wispy curtain-like shape, Steve appears as a purplish ribbon. According to Nat Geo, scientists had known about lower latitude currents of charged particles for decades, but they had no idea that they could produce auroras visible to the eye. NASA space physicist and leader of the new research, Elizabeth McDonald, says that people may have missed Steve in the past because their cameras weren't sensitive enough. There's a platform called Aurorasaurus, where people share images of the northern lights and, more recently, Steve. Astronaut Scott D. Tingle tweeted a photo of his lunch aboard the ISS this week. Scott is a part of the Expedition 5455 crew that launched to the ISS in December 2017. Apparently they've grown 2 batches of mixed greens, and now they're running 2 veggie facilities simultaneously. The Veg03 experiment uses the veggie plant growth facility to cultivate a type of cabbage, lettuce, and mizuna, which are harvested on orbit with samples returned to Earth for testing. Future long-duration space missions will require crew members to grow their own food, so understanding how plants respond to microgravity is an important step toward that goal. NASA and William Shatner are inviting people around the world to submit their names online to be stored on a microchip that will travel on the Parker Solar Probe mission. Targeted for a summer 2018 launch, the Parker Solar Probe, which is about the size of a small car, will swoop within 4 million miles of the sun's surface, facing heat and radiation like no spacecraft before it. Launching in 2018, the Parker Solar Probe will provide new data on solar activity and make critical contributions to our ability to forecast major space weather events that impact life on Earth. NASA officials say that this is 7 times closer than any other probe has ever gotten. Get lit! You should do it. You should put my name. NPR reported this week that FEMA, which is responsible for responding to floods, hurricanes, and other natural disasters, dropped references to topics including climate change, rising sea levels, and global warming. The document released by FEMA on Thursday and linked below outlines plans for building preparedness and reducing the complexity of the agency. But the document doesn't specify what could be contributing to rising natural hazard risk, or what conditions could require the increased investments in pre-disaster mitigation. FEMA Chief Brock Long, who Donald Trump appointed to run FEMA last year, has said that climate change has become a hot-button issue in past comments. FEMA Public Affairs Director William Boer said in an email to NPR, "It is evident that this strategic plan fully incorporates future risks from all hazards regardless of cause." I watch a lot of space documentaries, and this is one I'm really pumped about. If you don't know, SKYLAB was the first US space station. It orbited Earth for 6 years until it plunged into us and scattered debris all over the Indian Ocean and parts of Western Australia. Aside from a few museum exhibits and the occasional reference, we don't know much about it. Stephen Benaiki lives in Australia, where the debris from SKYLAB rained down, and now he's making a documentary about it. But to finish the documentary for SKYLAB's 45th anniversary, he needs our help. The filmmakers have turned to Kickstarter to raise the remaining $20,000 they need. If you can, donate to the Kickstarter. I posted the link below. If you thought that landing on the moon was great, wait until you hear what they did at SKYLAB. Last week was International Women's Day, and SpaceX tweeted a photo of some of my heroes, so I just wanted to tell all of its current and future women who are doing their thing for the future of space exploration, happy late International Women's Day. We love you, we need you. I want to be you. I like space, I like art, I like space in art, and this week I came across Oakland artist Hello Futures. He sketched the actors from Black Panther, which is such an important movie for so many reasons. Go see it if you haven't seen it yet, and he threw a little space in there. I linked his Instagram below, check him out, support his art. Finally, I have to recommend a show that I hope you guys have seen already, the documentary series Cosmos. It's on Netflix, this one right here. Also, the first episode in Black Mirror Season 3 was Star Trek-like and modern and awesome. Check that out too. The original Cosmos was done by Carl Sagan, and then it was rebooted by astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson a few years ago. And now I just heard that they're coming out with a Cosmos 2, spring 2019. He's a great guy, bringing space to the people. And speaking of bringing space to the people, Stephen Hawking. I've been wanting to make videos like this for some time now, and on Wednesday morning, the day I scheduled to record this, I woke up to the news that our ambassador of science, Stephen Hawking, had peacefully passed. If you don't know why he was such a huge presence in modern physics, I posted some of my favorite links of him below. He made science accessible and understandable for people like me. I remember watching him on The Simpsons, The Big Bang Theory, Star Trek. He taught me that science is for everyone. We all want to know who we are, where we are, why we're here, and his discoveries are helping humankind find those answers. So thank you so much, Professor. If you come across any new space art, films, music, or anything else space related, email me at atherandthemoon@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram if you like photos of trees. I'll see you guys next week, and I will leave you with this.